Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Who's ready for the week? I am. All right. February 27th. Organization for Israel's Camp. Am I on the right day? It is the 27th, right? I had to confirm. Numbers 2, 1 through 34, 1445 or 1279 BC. Then the Lord gave these instructions to Moses and Aaron. When the Israelites set up camp, each tribe will be assigned to its own area. The tribal division will camp beneath the family banners on all four sides of the tabernacle, but at some distance from it. The divisions of Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun are to camp towards the sunrise on the east side of the tabernacle beneath their family banners. These are the names of the tribes, their leaders, and the number of their registered troops. From the tribe of Judah, the leader is Nahshon, son of Amminadab, and they are 74,600. From the tribe of Issachar, the leader Nethanel, son of Zuar, there is 54,400. From the tribe of Zebulun, the leader is Eliab, son of Helon, with a number of 57,400. So the total of all the troops on Judah's side of the camp is 186,400. These three tribes are to lead the way whenever the Israelites travel to a new campsite. The divisions of Reuben, Simeon, and Gad are to camp on the south side of the tabernacle beneath their family banners. These are the names of the tribes, their leaders, and the number of their registered troops. From the tribe of Reuben, the leader is Elazar, son of Shadur, with 46,500. From the tribe of Simeon, the leader is Shalumiel, son of Zurishaddai, with a number of 59,300. From the tribe of Gad, the leader is Elisaph, son of Dual, with a number of 45,650. So the total of all the troops on Reuben's side of the camp was 151,450. These three tribes will be second in line whenever the Israelites travel. Then the tabernacle, carried by the Levites, will set out from the middle of the camp. All the tribes are to travel in the same order that they camp, in each position under the appropriate family banner. I'm tongue twisted this morning. The divisions of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin are to camp on the west side of the tabernacle beneath their family banners. These are the names of the tribes, their leaders, and the number of their registered troops. From the tribe of Ephraim, the leader is Elishama, son of Ammihud, with a number of 40,500. From the tribe of Manasseh, the leader is Gamaliel, son of Pedazar, with a number of 32,200. From the tribe of Benjamin, the leader is Abidan, son of Gideoni, with a number of 35,400. So the total of all the troops on Ephraim's side of the camp is 108,100. These three tribes will be the third in line whenever the Israelites travel. These divisions of Dan, Asher, and Naphtali are to camp on the north side of the tabernacle, beneath their family banners. These are the names of the tribes, their leaders, and the number of their registered troops. From the tribe of Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, 62,700. From the tribe of Asher, Pagiel, and son of Ochran, with a number of 41,500. From the tribe of Naphtali, Ahira, and son of Enan, number of 53,400. So the total of all the troops on Dan's side of the camp was 157,600. These three tribes will be last, marching under their banners whenever the Israelites travel. In summary, the troops of Israel listed by their families totaled 603,550. But as the Lord had commanded, the Levites were not included in this registration. So the people of Israel did everything as the Lord had commanded Moses. Each clan and family set up camp and marched under their banners exactly as the Lord had instructed them. Excuse me. 603,550 people. I don't know about you, but when I picture the tribes of Israel wandering around the wilderness, I just picture groups of people, like, a gathering. Not a ton of people, but when you read that, 603,550, can you imagine what that was like? The crowd? That's a lot of people. At least I picture these people in the wilderness, everybody knew everybody, because it's just a group of people walking around the woods and everybody knew everybody. But they didn't, unless, I don't know how you'd know 603,550 people. Like, that's crazy pants to me. All right, Levites appointed for service, Numbers 3, 1 through 13. This is the family line of Aaron and Moses as it was recorded when the Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai. The names of Aaron's sons were Nadab, the oldest, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. The sons of Aaron were anointed and ordained to ministers as priests, but Nadab and Abihu died in the Lord's presence in the wilderness of Sinai when they burned before the Lord the wrong kind of fire, different than he had commanded. Since they had no sons, this left only Eleazar and Ithamar to serve as priests with their father Aaron. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Call forward the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to serve as his assistants. They will serve Aaron under the whole community, performing their sacred duties in and around the tabernacle. They will also maintain all the furnishings of the sacred tent, serving in the tabernacle on behalf of all the Israelites. Assign the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They have been given from among all the people of Israel to serve as their assistants. Appoint Aaron and his sons to carry out the duties of the priesthood. But any unauthorized person who goes too near the sanctuary must be put to death." And the Lord said to Moses, "Look, I have chosen the Levites from among the Israelites to serve as substitutes for all the firstborn sons of the people of Israel. The Levites belong to me, for all the firstborn males are mine. On the day I struck down all the firstborn sons of Egyptians, I set apart for myself all the firstborn in Israel, both people and of animals. They are mine. I am the Lord." The census of the Levites, Numbers 3, 14 through 39. The Lord spoke again to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai. He said, "Record the names of the members of the tribe of Levi by their families and clans. List every male who is 1 month old or older." So Moses listed them just as the Lord had commanded. Levi had 3 sons, whose names were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The clans descended from Gershon were named after his 2 descendants, Libni and Shimei. The clans descended from Kohath were named after 4 of his descendants, Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The clans descended from Merari were named after 2 of his descendants, Mali and Mushi. I laugh every time I read it because I just picture naming some twins, Mali and Mushi. Mali, okay. Mushi? That's a tough name to live with. These were the Levite clans listed according to their family groups. The descendants of Gershon were composed of the clans descended from Libni and Shimei. There were 7,500 males 1 month old or older among these Gershonite clans. They were assigned to the area west of the tabernacle for their camp. The leader of the Gershonite clans was Elisaph, son of Lael. These 2 clans were responsible to care for the tabernacle, including the sacred tent with its layers and coverings, the curtain at its entrance, the curtains of the courtyard that surrounded the tabernacle and the altar, the curtain at the courtyard entrance, the ropes and all the equipment related to their use. The descendants of Kohath were composed of the clans descended from Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. There were 8,600 males 1 month old or older among these Kohathite clans. They were responsible for the care of the sanctuary, and they were assigned to the area south of the tabernacle for their camp. The leader of the Kohathite clan was Elizaphan, son of Uzziel. These 4 clans were responsible for the care of the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the various articles used in the sanctuary, the inner curtain, and all the equipment related to their use. Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, was chief administrator over all the Levites, with special responsibility for the oversight of the sanctuary. The descendants of Merari were composed of the clans descended from Mali and Mushi. There were 6,200 males 1 month old or older among these Merarite clans. They were assigned to the north area of the tabernacle for their camp. The leader of the Merarite clans was Zuriel, son of Abihail. These 2 clans were responsible for the care of the frame supporting the tabernacle, the crossbars, the pillars and bases, and all the equipment related to their use. They were also responsible for the posts of the courtyard and all their bases, pegs, and ropes. The area in front of the tabernacle, in the east towards the sunrise, was reserved for the tents of Moses and Aaron and his sons, who had the final responsibility for the sanctuary on behalf of the people of Israel. Anyone other than the priests or Levites who went too near the sanctuary was to be put to death. When Moses and Aaron counted the Levite clans at the Lord's command, the total number was 22,000 males 1 month old or older. Redeeming the firstborn sons, Numbers 3, 40 through 51. Then the Lord said to Moses, Now count all of the firstborn sons in Israel who are 1 month old or older, and make a list of their names. The Levites must be reserved for me as substitutes for the firstborn sons of Israel. I am the Lord. And the Levites' livestock must be reserved for me as a substitute for the firstborn livestock of the whole nation of Israel. So Moses counted the firstborn sons of the people of Israel, just as the Lord had commanded. The number of firstborn sons who were 1 month old or older was 22,273. Then the Lord said to Moses, Take the Levites as a substitute for the firstborn sons of the people of Israel, and take the livestock of the Levites as a substitute for the firstborn livestock of the people of Israel. Firstborn livestock of the people of Israel, not the livestock people, because people are not livestock. The Levites belong to me. I am the Lord. There are 273 more firstborn sons of Israel than there are Levites. To redeem these extra firstborn sons, collect 5 pieces of silver for each of them, each piece weighing the same as the sanctuary shekel, which equals 22 gerahs. Give the silver to Aaron and his sons as the redemption price for the extra firstborn sons. So Moses collected the silver for redeeming the firstborn sons of Israel, who exceeded the number of Levites. He collected 1,365 pieces of silver on behalf of these firstborn sons of Israel, each piece weighing the same as the sanctuary shekel. And Moses gave the silver for the redemption to Aaron and his sons, just as the Lord had commanded. Okay. Let's do Unshakable. We are on day 57. One more day in February. I love to see February come to an end because it means March is here. And March is when spring does not come in March, but we're on our way. We're very close to spring, and spring is starting to show its signs in March, usually less cold. I look forward to March. All right, February 28th, looking the part. 1 Corinthians 13:3. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to the hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. I'd never skied before, but my friend, a professional skier, loaned me her top-of-the-line ski gear. She said, "At least you'll look the part." Well, it was apparent on my first day that looking great had no bearing on my performance on the slopes. I didn't have any knowledge, skill, experience, or strength that a real skier needs. Looking the part didn't count for much at all. Similarly, we Christians can look the part by having the best gear, our Bibles, devotionals, commentaries, by avoiding certain behaviors, or by going to church and even singing on the worship team. But if our choice of gear and behaviors does not stem from a genuine love for Jesus, we have nothing. Jesus wants authentic followers. Far beyond collecting the trappings of faith, those followers welcome and willingly yield to his transforming grace, allowing him to change them from the inside out. But this transformation into Christ-likeness does not happen overnight. Let's be committed to strengthening our spirits and growing our love for Jesus so we really shine his light to those around us. Then we will look like Christ followers on the outside because we truly are Christ followers on the inside. Did I just read the wrong one? I did, Sherry. Okay, well, Lord, please transform me from the inside out so I can live out a genuine faith in you. I want people to know I'm yours. Somebody remind me tomorrow I need to read the 27th. I looked at it and was like, yeah, I read that yesterday. But I didn't. I read I'll read it tomorrow. Well, that will not be the last time I do that today because I woke up thinking, oh, it's the last day of February. it's not. All right. Tuesday is the 27th in Devos. I'll write that in my dry erase on my table. That's right. Right, Vicky? I read it because it was the right message for somebody today. It was predestined. Is that the word? Probably not. It was God. Well, he led me. Or I just can't read. One or the other. We'll all right. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and end in a word of prayer. Father in heaven, thank you so much for today. Thank you for Mondays that are the 27th. Thank you for the time we spent together this morning, the gathering of these ladies who come together. I pray that you will instill in us just bigger and more love for Jesus every single day. Turn that fire on for each and every one of us. Sometimes that fire seems so distant and cold for many of us. I know that it does. We feel so separated from Jesus at times, and I pray that you will draw us closer day after day to a deeper, more genuine and real relationship and love for Jesus. I pray, Father, that you go before us today and help us to keep our eyes focused on you in everything we say and do. In your precious name I pray. Amen. All right, friends. What's for breakfast? I don't know. I'm going to make some tortillas. I've been working on a tortilla recipe, and I got it yesterday. I made them and I was like, oh, these things are so good. And I wrote down the recipe, and then unlike me, like usually I just write down the recipe and go with it. But I wrote down the recipe and thought, I better make these a second time and make sure they come out. I made them 4 more times and couldn't get them to come out. But I think I know what I did. So I'm going to make them this morning and try to make them come out right. I'm trying to come up with a good alternative that's like a nice thin sandwich wrap alternative for my low carb tortillas. So we'll attempt it, and it will either come out or it would be terrible. Who knows? If it's terrible, well, I'll have some cottage cheese. All right, friends, I love you so much. I'll see you live for breakfast in just a few minutes. And if I don't, I will see you tomorrow for more devotions. Love you guys.